The haunted halls of Waverly Hills Hospital. There have been rumors going around about Waverly Hills Hospital's haunting. Despite the Waverly Hills Sanatorium's closure for over 50 years, not all its residents seem to have died. The Waverly Hills Sanatorium near Louisville, Kentucky, was responsible for the hospitalization of hundreds of tuberculosis patients between the years 1910 and 1962. The sprawling nature of the complex equipped it with its own post office, water treatment plant, and ZIP code. Hospitals in Kentucky were on the verge of becoming inoperable at the start of the 20th century. Warm and moist climatic conditions fostered the flourishing of tuberculosis, a bacterial disease that transmits through the air and eats away at a patient's lung tissue. By the end of the 1800s, tuberculosis was responsible for nearly 25% of all deaths in the United States. To accommodate the increasing number of patients receiving treatment, the Waverly Hills Sanatorium transformed from a wooden facility with 2 floors to a massive institution with 5 stories. We would greatly appreciate it if you could give this video a thumbs up and show your appreciation. This will allow us to continue to upload videos on a consistent basis. The sanatorium opened in the midst of a widespread epidemic. The sanatorium began accepting patients. The sanatorium initiated the process of accepting patients. On July 26, 1910, the Waverly Hills Sanatorium opened its doors for the very first time. This was a result of the tragic circumstances that were present at the time. Constructed as a 2-story wooden structure, the building could accommodate roughly 50 patients. In order to accommodate the ever-increasing number of patients who were seeking treatment, the hospital had expanded to its current capacity of 400 beds by the time October of 1926 rolled around. Due to the highly contagious nature of the illness, severe quarantine procedures were required for both the staff and the patients. Because of this, Waverly Hills was required to conduct its business as if it were an independent firm during the entire process. The establishment was self-sufficient because it produced its own food, cultivated its own animals, and operated a fully operational post office. One of the other characteristics of this building was a tunnel that was around 500 feet in length and extended from the first floor of the building all the way down to the bottom of the hill. It could transport supplies from the bottom and discreetly remove the numerous bodies of deceased patients from the top. Both of these things were possible. In 2010, Zach Bagans and Aaron Goodwin of Ghost Adventures, in collaboration, recorded electronic voice phenomena, EVP. Furthermore, throughout their research, they were able to produce video evidence that showed a dark-skinned individual exiting from one of the chambers. Brutal treatments for an unforgiving disease. The illness is extremely brutal, and as a result, it requires extremely rigorous therapy. Patients suffering from orthopedic issues due to tuberculosis received treatment at the Harlow Wood Orthopedic Hospital in Nottinghamshire. On January 24, 1933, the therapy session took place outside in the snow with the patient. The curative step that they take is to spend their days lying on iron bedsteads outside in the open air, regardless of the weather. They will do this regardless of the temperature. It does not matter what the temperature is, this is always the case. Patients suffering from orthopedic issues due to tuberculosis received treatment at the Harlow Wood Orthopedic Hospital in Nottinghamshire. The therapy on January 24, 1933, the therapy session took place outside in the snow with the patient. The step that they take is to spend their days lying on iron bedsteads outside in the open air, regardless of the weather. They will do this regardless of the temperature. It does not matter what the temperature is. This is always the case. The treatment options for tuberculosis were extremely diverse. There were many different ways to treat the disease. This category simultaneously covered both non-invasive and invasive treatments. Medical specialists recommended that a great number of patients obtain ample rest, expose themselves to sunlight, and breathe in fresh air. When it came to the administration of therapeutic remedies, medical professionals commonly used all 4 seasons, even the dead of winter. In spite of the fact that certain procedures were significantly more severe than others, some were not. On a few occasions, patients were subjected to surgical resection, which is a term that refers to the partial removal of their lungs or calmer lungs, in order to achieve the goal of allowing the organ to rest. The official closing of the sanatorium occurred in 1961 as a direct result of a vaccine that significantly decreased the number of patients on the premises. The introduction of the vaccine had a significant impact. Despite this, the area's inflicted pain and suffering have left an indelible impression on the lives of a significant number of people. For a compelling reason, Waverly Hills frequently appears on lists of haunted places worldwide. Amy Brody and Adam Berry, both members of Kindred Spirits, are currently conducting an examination on the 5th level of the building. This comes after the proprietor expressed worries about a new business. Amy Brody and Adam Berry, both members of Kindred Spirits, are currently conducting an examination on the 5th level of the building. This comes after the proprietor expressed worries about a new business. Amy Brody and Adam Berry, both members of the band Kindred Spirits, report experiencing an overwhelming sensation of desperation. This occurred during their initial visit to the facility. They returned in 2019 with the intention of addressing that energy, only to face an even more perilous situation. A reputation as one of the world's most haunted places. Some people believe that this location is among the most haunted spots in the entire United States of America. This is a well-known reputation. Prior to its inclusion on the National Register of Historic Places, Waverly Hills suffered from neglect and deterioration due to exposure to the elements. Even though it remained unattended, the abandoned hospital became well known as a haunted place, particularly among young people in the area who are interested in ghost hunting and curious about the inexplicable. The facility's abandonment further underscored this point. Undoubtedly, the facility met the set standards. A number of stories of shadowy individuals and children who appeared to be haunted further established the building's reputation as a terrible spot by providing additional evidence. Charles and Tina Mattingly purchased the property in 2001 and immediately initiated repairs. Participants have the opportunity to share their own personal experiences of the ever-expanding mythology that enveloped Waverly Hills in a relatively short period of time. Multiple individuals have reported hearing unexpected door bangs and seeing a mysterious man clad in white prowling the corridors. Numerous people have reported these incidents. Timmy is a spectral boy who enjoys playing ball and walking around the school's floor. Other individuals have reported interacting with Timmy, who is believed to be floating around. Individuals continued to provide evidence that these encounters were genuine, despite the fact that the institution had been officially open to the general public for tours for its entire existence. Paranormal investigators, who are extremely skilled and come from all across the country, have found that the famed hospital is very intriguing. They have made this discovery. It appears that not all patients have transferred out of the Waverly Hills Sanatorium, despite its closure for more than half a century. We are grateful that you are watching. We'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we upload videos.